So today I wanted to talk about one of the things I'm most proud of from my time with cancer, which is how I went from 170 pounds to 200 pounds in about 7 months or so after my stem cell transplant when I was able to go home. And a lot of the things I want to talk about with this isn't so much about the specifics and what I did, because a lot of that was just kind of was freestyling it in many ways. There wasn't really any strict regimented training program or diet regimen or anything like that. It was a few key principles that I kept in mind throughout the entire thing that allowed me to do this. And I remember one of the main things about it was that I knew that my body had been destroyed from the chemos that I did, the radiation, and of course from the stem cell transplant itself. Effectively, what they did was my mom was my donor, and her stem cells and immune system effectively ran rampant in my body, and they did a lot of damage. And that's part of the treatment. It's not, don't blame my mom for that. That's what was supposed to happen. And obviously, it takes a huge toll on your body. And not only did I lose weight, but there was a lot of damage to my internal organs and all that stuff. So there was a lot for me to rebuild going out of the stem cell transplant. I had a whole immune system to build. My muscles had all atrophied. My bones were weak, and of course, other organs here and there needed some help as well. So the main thing I wanted to do from this was to recover from this and bounce back to the best of my abilities and even be better than what I was before. And I knew that everything I did had to be 100% health focused. Because my health, I'd gone 2 years with my health kind of being in question. And now that I knew, okay, the PET scan I did previous to the stem cell transplant was negative, meaning no cancer. This should be the last treatment that I do, and I'll be cancer free and put in remission forever, knock on wood. And then from now, it's just a matter of getting my health back in check. And that was my ultimate goal with going through this. And now, at the start, there was a lot to do. I was at the base of a very tall mountain, and the climb was going to be ridiculously tough, and it's going to take a long time. However, one of the cool things that I thought about in my framing of this whole trial, I guess you could say, was in the fact that I had the opportunity to make a really cool transformation. I had the opportunity to go from 170 pounds to 200 pounds in whatever amount of time that took, and not many people have the opportunity to do that, and you really don't want to have the opportunity to do that, but I get to do it, and I get to then share it at some point in the future with whether it be in a personal one-on-one conversation or in a video format like this. And so that honestly kind of excited me. I was like, okay, I get to sit here and figure this out. I get to navigate how I'm going to do this and do it in a way that's health first and make sure that I'm taken care of and I'm doing everything I can to promote my body's recovery from the stem cell transplant that destroyed it, and then go from there. So with that, I then said, okay, what's a rough timeline I can kind of give myself? I didn't want to give myself any harsh timelines and say, oh, by this month I need to hit this, by this month I need to hit that. It was more so along the lines of, by about December, I wanted to feel good. I wanted to have a solid baseline that I could then grow from. Which in my head I was thinking I want to be what I was before, but it was more along the lines of I just wanted to feel good, healthy, strong, and capable. I wanted to be able to, of course, take care of myself, which I was able to do far before that, but take care of myself to a without any aids or medications or anything like that. And giving myself that window with not a very hard set deadline was very good, and me just having fun within the process. So and that allowed me to freestyle and enjoy and try new things with my diet, with my training, and all of that. So because that wasn't the main goal. The main goal wasn't necessarily I need to put on this and I need to have a six pack or whatever by this time. It was I need to get my body moving. I need to work my body and take care of it by working out and eating well and all these things, so that by December I feel like I have a solid foundation set and I'm ready to work off of that going forward into the new year. And then I was thinking my goal would be that I would be in good, solid shape before I leave Greece. And I was able to accomplish that as well. But there was no tough or really strict goal that I needed to hit. It was something that I felt comfortable in and felt good with, but was pushing me in a good direction. So I think that allowed me to really go about the process in a very free and open way. And sort of the last thing with it was that I was going to commit to taking care of my health, taking care of my body and myself, and do it for primarily me. There's a lot for me to do, and I knew that I wasn't going to let myself down. And one of the reoccurring themes within my story was that I made promises to myself that I kept, and I didn't let myself down. Because I think the last person you should ever let down in your life is yourself. Because you might let down your family, you might let down your friends. You don't have to necessarily live with them the rest of your life, but you have to live with you the rest of your life, your whole life. So never let yourself down. And that's one of the things that I'm very happy about, is that I didn't let myself down. I did my workouts when I had to do my workouts. I ate the foods that I needed to eat, or that I wanted to eat, that were in line with my goals and with promoting my health and recovery and all of that. And I can very happily say that I was able to make it out of that transition and transformation without any hard feelings on myself or any sort of issues, really. Because my day to day was, okay, I'm gonna eat the foods I've planned out for the day roughly, and then I'm gonna do my training, and that's taken care of. That aspect is taken care of, and that's all I had to do. And so that every day, week by week, month by month, I was making little bits of progress, and it eventually got faster and faster and faster, to the point where my doctors were seeing me 2 weeks to a month apart in my appointments, and they were looking at me thinking, "Oh my goodness! Like every time we see you, there's new muscle being built. Like how are you doing this?" And it was just like I go to the gym, I do my workout. I don't try to kill myself, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to go to the gym, move, work my muscles a little bit, and then afterwards I make sure I eat a good diet, and that's all. And if you're wondering, my diet would primarily consist of lots of meat, eggs, dairy, fruits, and some vegetables. That's it. Very simple. And occasionally there would be something like a pasta or potatoes or things like that. But those primary five are what I would eat. And that's all I did. It was very simple, and it was with the goal of being healthy. That's all I wanted to do. And if the things I was doing would allow me to, put on more weight and feel more secure in my body and feel stronger and more capable and obviously look better than I did when I was 170 pounds, that's great. And I can start to incorporate things to push myself more in that direction. But the primary goal is to make myself healthy, which I think should be the primary goal with any sort of training regime. Obviously, making yourself look a certain way is great, and I'm 100% an advocate for that, because I would be a hypocrite in saying that I didn't want to make myself look more muscular and look better in that regard. But it's with the focus of being healthy first, and then, having a certain physique or whatever the goal might be second. And I think with that framework in mind, I was able to have a very smooth, comfortable, and successful transformation that I now get to continue to work off of and see where my body can go. Because now I don't feel like I have any symptoms from the stem cell transplant. I feel good, I feel healthy, and now I get to see where else my body can go. And it's exciting. It's constantly changing. I get to try new things. I'm always trying new things in my diet. Sticking to those 5 foods primarily, but trying different combinations and different amounts and seeing what happens, because you get to have fun with it. At least I do. I like this stuff. So there's that. So I hope you got something out of this video, and that health first, commit to yourself and to your health and to your body. Your bodies do a lot for you. So please take care of them. You only get one of these. Don't waste it. And then give yourself some time when you're doing these things. Give yourself a time frame, because do it slowly, build the good habits, and eventually these compound and start to grow faster and faster and faster, and you will hit your goal on a long enough time frame. I promise you that. Thank you for listening, and I hope you got something out of this video. Thank you.